Listening to you, Dr. Guna, brought me the idea of another conversation I had with our friend Jamil on the CMI's professional standard and the essence, or rather, the central theme of the professional standard is ethics. And you reminded one key dimension on ethics is the role of managers to be responsible for personal well being of themselves and their team. This is a good reminder that if you are a professional and if you are a professional leader and manager, ensuring the well being of your team is not an option, but it's an ethical consideration. You brought it so clearly. And when I read your article, I came across these terms, psychological safety or psychological well-being, and I remember a book by Professor Emmy Edmondson, if I remember correctly. The title is Fearless Organization, where they talk about psychological safety. um, and when an organization has good psychological safety, the employees feel more safe, literally psychologically, where they were able to express themselves, they are able to share their thoughts, including differences. What is your thoughts about psychological safety, especially in our part of the world where the power distance is pretty high? What is your advice to managers, especially a little bit more elderly managers, people like me who are 60, almost 60 years old, whereas dealing with Gen millennials? What is your suggestions to create the psychological safety, Dr. Guna?
It's a very good point, Dr. Prabha. Psychological safety was the word was actually overwhelmed in the past, just to from the perspective of creating a creative and innovative work environment. Because without the restrictions of trying something, by taking a calculated risk, is considered psychological safety. People must be aware of I'm not going to be penalized if things did not work well. So that's called psychological safety. The moment you have and trust that your organizations is looking after your psychological safety, then you will be an innovator. You will try to take things like will have a sense of belonging in an organization, that you want to do the best. You want to come up with a creative idea. You want to actually solve the problem. So that's what. Yes, in the past, things are very mechanical. In the past, we used to do work where the computer used to do. Right now, the computer is taking care of what they're supposed to do. Right, what is supposed to do, and we can't be hanging on the same role. Right, so those who are seniors, yes, they started realizing. In the past, there was a lot of rejection that you had to follow this ABC checklist. Without that, you can't proceed, so you have to follow my direction or not. But the organizations started seeing the outcome is not so positive in creating an innovative workplace or product by having that methodology. So even the seniors started seeing that you must give a flexibility, not go so far in an organization. In fact, in our own family, you give so much of flexibility than your father gave you to your son or to your daughter. Why? Because they can explore whatever they can follow the passion, and you believe in that. So that actually brought back the idea for the seniors to follow in an organization. My son, same thing, they say that they give a creative way of solving the solution, and I don't mind giving it that now for my staff, right? So the trend is changing. I don't see a negative way of it. It could be slow, it could be lagged, but it is there. It is moving forward to that by giving an empowerment to the new generations or millennials to actually explore things, and giving them a trust. We actually, giving them a trust that we are psychological, we provide you psychology safety in an organization.
Thank you very much, Dr. Guna. Yeah, you have brought clarity on this subject of well-being and also on psychological safety.